Hey everybody, meteorologist Derek Beasley here with the Maryland Weather Network with an updated look at your forecast as we close out the week and head into the weekend. Heat and humidity building to dangerous levels over the next couple of afternoons. We also have a threat for some severe weather both Thursday and especially Friday afternoon. Then the weekend right now looking okay, lower humidity and mainly dry. We had storms though early this afternoon. You can see the last bit of them now exiting the state. Looks like we're rain free for the most part, maybe a couple of lingering showers over to parts of Dorchester as well as Caroline counties. But for the most part, we're looking at dry conditions here, but that certainly wasn't the case earlier this afternoon. Look at some of these rainfall totals. Not much out towards Allegheny County, about 1/4 of an inch in Cumberland, but you get towards Anne Arundel County. Take a look at this. Close to 2 inches of rainfall. Odenton, Millersville picking up almost 1.5 inches. So really depending on where you were across the state, even it depended on where you were in the county as to how much rain you got. Notice that there were varying totals across Frederick County, out towards Urbana, almost 2 inches. You get down towards Woodsboro, only about 0.6. And you can see out towards Talbot County, Oxford picking up about almost 1.5 inches of rainfall. Montgomery County, western portion of the county seem to get a little bit more rain than elsewhere in the county, but you get the idea. Decent rainfall totals here this afternoon. We're going to see more as we go into your Thursday, especially Friday. I think we could add an additional 1 to 2 inches in some spots before the weekend arrives. Temps tonight not going to drop much more than the 70s. Heat and humidity will continue building into your Thursday, all because of high pressure in the upper parts of the atmosphere. That's what this is right here. I've depicted it by these lines. And what's going to happen is this thing's going to continue building northward. But typically in this pattern, in the spring and summer, when we get high pressure ridges building in, on the outer edge of the ridge, outside of the heat dome, you get disturbances in the upper atmosphere. They act like triggers. And whenever one of those triggers moves into the fuel, the heat and humidity it builds, it creates storms. And that's exactly what we saw out to the west, Chicago and areas of northern Missouri, out towards the Quad Cities getting hammered right now with severe weather, even a few tornadoes out that way for tonight. And it looks like we're going to see the same disturbance try to track into our region tomorrow, and then another one coming up on Friday. Now, I'm not really concerned about a tornado threat, but it does look like these storms will produce a lot of wind if they do happen to develop. Level 205, risk for severe weather. That's a slight risk in yellow. That does include most of the state of Maryland. That is for tomorrow, Thursday. And then on Friday, we're looking at an even more widespread threat for severe weather. I really think of the 2 days, Friday probably is going to be the more significant day for severe weather, but something I'll be monitoring very carefully here each afternoon. This is Friday. Watch what happens here. We've got storms developing to the west by late Friday morning. They're going to track towards the I-95 corridor and then offshore by Friday evening. I think that is going to be the day that has the best chance for more substantial severe weather. In the meantime, though, for Thursday, we're going to have the heat and humidity in place, plenty of sunshine to start today. Then one of these little disturbances is going to try to sneak in during the afternoon. It seems like the forecast models are having a tough time resolving exactly what that disturbance is going to do when it moves into our region tomorrow afternoon. Some of them do try to develop some storms. Some of them don't really develop much at all. So the chances right now are looking a bit iffy, but of course, I'll be keeping you updated if anything changes. Temps tonight, 60s, 70s, highs for tomorrow, mid-90s, maybe even some upper 90s. Same thing coming up on Friday. Next couple of afternoons are going to be rough with heat index values right around 100 degrees, maybe a couple of spots getting around 102, 103, 104. But it does look like the humidity backs off into the weekend, so the heat will be there, but it won't be quite as unbearable. Highs next couple of afternoons, at least in the mid-90s. Scattered storm chances, better chance on Friday afternoon. Heading into the weekend, especially on Saturday, looks pretty good. Humidity drops off, front pushes off to the south. We're dry, and then scattered storm chances returning early next week with cooler temperatures as the weather pattern shifts to where instead of a ridge of high pressure, we've got a trough of low pressure over the eastern U.S., and that's going to keep our weather a bit unsettled here heading into the early part of next week. That's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Derek Beasley with the Maryland Weather Network. Get all the latest Maryland weather information on mdweathernetwork.com. I'll keep you updated.